Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm still inside, still coughing. It seems to have subsided a little bit, but yeah, it's still there. So yeah, trusty water's still here. All right, anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about some things this Monday. Yeah, we don't have a product to review this Monday, but we will have one next week with any luck. Yeah, I was contacted by a company and took a look at the product and I said, I don't know if this is something I should do or not, but then I thought about it. I go, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, it's got some merit. So stay tuned for next Monday for a product review. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the pet peeves I have concerning spam. Spam comes in all sorts of forms, okay? We're talking mail spam. We're talking email spam. We're talking text message spam, and also we're talking phone spam. Yeah, I mean, everybody gets it. It's like it's nothing new, right? But man, I get a lot of it. It really bugs me sometimes. You know, lately it's been a lot of political spam. Yeah, I get that a lot on text messages. I don't know how these people get my my phone number and the like, but I'm guessing probably because I was a business owner, many years, and eventually people find out. And then you get on the list and they just kind of keep sending you things. So if they don't call me, they end up spamming me by text messages now. Yeah, you guys get that probably, right? I get a lot of it, okay, especially, like I said, during political times. So yeah, everything from, hey, Gail. They call me Gail. I don't know why. Hey, Gail, are you going to vote for President Biden? Hey, Gail, are you going to vote for former President Trump? Hey, Gail, why am I Gail? Somehow they think my name is Gail. And then I get the phone calls too. Yeah, I get it on the phone calls. But you know what I get a lot on the phone calls though is, hey, your business is qualified for $50,000 loan. And, I don't have my business anymore. I haven't had it for many years. But yet, it still shows up. Yeah, it does. And, if you try to call me, too, you don't get through. And none of those phone calls get through because, I have those phone call blockers, right? So it'll block everything that's not on my phone list. Yep, every single call. So the problem with this, though, is that, when I legitimately need a call, let's say I make a doctor's appointment. And, of course, they can't take your call right away. So what you do is you leave your name and number, and then they call you back. Well, I have to immediately, after doing that, turn off the phone blockers because if they try to call and get through, they'll never get through. What it does is it just goes right into my voicemail, and then they have to leave a message, and then I got to call them back. And maybe if you call them back, you don't get a call back until later. So yeah, I immediately have to shut down the phone blocker at that point. The problem with this, though, is that means any non-legitimate phone calls will get through too. So I have to really look at that number and see if it's a local number or whether it's some type of long distance number. I get them from all over the country. But even then, they figure this out too, because what they do is they figure out what area code you're in, and then they try to use area codes around you or phone numbers around your area so that the ID basically shows the city that's close to you, and you figure, oh, it's local. Okay, maybe I should answer this. But of course, it's not. And even if you go ahead and tell the phone, hey, block that number, they just use another number to call from. So very frustrating, right? Yeah. Let me tell you about my mail spam. Okay, we call it junk mail, right? Yeah, I keep getting junk mail. I think. Yeah, I would say maybe 90% of the mail that comes in is junk mail. Yeah, it's a lot of wasted paper. That's what I keep thinking. And not only is that a problem, is potential identity theft. Can't talk. Yeah, potential identity theft, because every piece of mail has your name, has your address on it. So if you just toss it in the mail, anyone can get a hold of that and figure it all out, right? So what I end up having to do is on every piece of mail, rip out my address. Okay, now you might think that's not that hard. It gets harder because they have your name printed on the solicitation of the letter that they sent you. Yeah, they'll say, hey, Russ. And then they'll talk about all sorts of stuff. And it's not just Russ. It gives you your last name too, right? So it has everything on there. And then if you don't look through the entire thing, which they've littered with your name all throughout the letter, you got to take all that stuff down too. So now if that doesn't take down properly, I got to shred the entire thing. So yeah, I spent a lot of time shredding. Now, the mail comes in so much that you can't keep up with it either, right? So I just kind of toss it on the table, and pretty soon there's a stack of mail to have to go through. So then I've got to go through it, rip out the addresses, shred those addresses. Yeah, it's a hassle. Yeah, it's a total hassle. Can't stand it. Drives me nuts. And really, I don't get a whole lot of good mail anyway. It's either a bill or it's solicitation mail. So yeah, I don't get a whole lot of stuff. Now, okay, Christmas time's coming up. You'll get some Christmas cards, all right? Yeah, I haven't sent out Christmas cards in many, 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 many years. Maybe, 30, 40 years? Yeah, I don't do it. I kind of feel bad, though, because sometimes, my friends still send it to me, but I don't send it back. Yeah. I just kind of see it as, more spam. But I appreciate that they think of me and that they send it to me, but I don't add to it by sending out mail. So now you guys have seen me go to the mailbox quite a few times on my e-bike, right? Yeah. Well, that's for paying bills. I only get a couple bills that I pay, using the mailbox. But I've stopped using the outside mailbox. Yeah. We had reports that particular post office that I go to have had people steal mail out of it, and then they do the check washing. I'm talking about where they, I don't know how they do it, but they get the information off of there that you've written and then write in their own information, and then they cash that check, and then all of a sudden all your money is gone, right? So the problem is that particular mailbox, and I don't know how it is throughout other parts of the U.S., but they only pick up that mail once a day. Yeah, and on the weekend they don't pick it up at all. On Sunday, I don't think. I think if it's Saturday and then this next day pickup is Monday at 6 p.m. You know how stacked up that mailbox gets with everybody tossing mail in there. So the mail is usually hanging out of the thing, and I go through to the back end of the mailbox slot because cars go through the other side. So if I go through the other side of the mailbox, it's less filled and I can get my mail in there. But I decided I'm not doing that anymore. So now what I end up having to do is go inside the post office. Yes, it's right in front of the post office and they won't even pick it up. This is what gets me upset is, I don't know if they're that backlogged with people working and whatever that they can't walk outside, get the mail out of that mailbox at least, at 12 noon and then go back at 6 p.m. and pick it up again. That would eliminate a lot of that problem of people stealing the mail because then it's harder for them to reach in. Because, I've gone there where the mail is so filled up that, you can't even get your mail in the slot because other people's mail is sticking out of it already. If it's sticking out that much, why are you shoving your mail into that area? So I have to now go inside the building and put it into that mail slot because then at least it's inside the building with the postal workers, okay? I don't know what it is, but that just irritates me too. So next year, when I'm riding my bike again and go into the post office, I'll have to chain up the bike, run inside, drop off the mail, come back out. Now, I'm not too worried about that because they do have a bike rack in the back. Not in the best places, but it's in the back. And as long as I bring a chain with me, I should be able to lock it up, get in there and get out of there in less than 30 seconds. So unless the guy can cut it and grab my bike within 30 seconds time, my bike is probably pretty secure. But it also means that I can't put stuff inside the bags or anything like that because they could steal those things at least. So whatever, hold on. Yeah, still got to be drinking this water, otherwise the coughing will start. It's dry throat is what happens. It's dry and it starts coughing. So, all right. So that's the thing with that. All right. So spam in the phone, spam voicemail. I get voicemail, of course, right? Too. Like I said, if they call me, the voicemail, and it always starts out with, "Hey, your business has gotten approval for a $100,000 loan." I don't even have a business. Why do they keep coming after me? Or I'll get the text message spam, and then of course the mail spam, right? Now, regular letters come into, and that's all junk as well. So, yeah, I'm sure everybody has this problem. Just wanted to bring it up that's one of the biggest frustrations I have on a daily basis to have to deal with. So, Yeah, don't ever try to call me because you'll never get through. If you're not on my list, you're not coming through, okay? Now, if you do call me and you are a legitimate person to call me and you need my help, you leave a voicemail message, and usually I will check it relatively quickly. Probably within 5 minutes, I will probably end up calling you right back. So many of my friends know that this is how I do it. If they want to get a hold of me, this is the only way they can get a hold of me. Leave the voicemail. I know it's legit. I'll call you right back. Okay. Now you probably noticed that too, even on comments on my YouTube channel, right? You might notice that if you leave a comment, there's a very good chance. Hold on. Very good chance I will answer you back within 5 minutes. Yeah. Because, you know, the comments do pop up on my phone. I have notifications turned on my phone. I see it come in and then I'll answer it. Now, sometimes I do get tied up. I don't have a chance to look at the phone. Maybe I'm shopping. Maybe I'm doing something. But if I'm not, I'm able to get back to it pretty quickly. Most of you have noticed that. And sometimes I don't answer some of these either. You know, if you've sent me messages and I have not answered you back, a couple of reasons for that, okay? Now, first off, it could be because I'm busy. That's a very good possibility. Early in the morning, usually I will respond back, or sometimes your message that was sent on the comments might have gone into the holding zone. I told you guys about this, right? Now, here's what happens sometimes on the holding zone. Even if you don't, okay, if you swear, if you put links or anything like that on your comments on the messages that you send to me on my YouTube videos, it'll go into the holding zone automatically. The YouTube thing has been set up so that it'll just take it and throw it in there, okay? Now, I don't see that on my phone, okay? A lot of times I answer you guys back with using my phone on the app. I don't see those on my phone. So unless I go on my laptop or my desktop computer and then I search for it, then I might say, oh, wait, there's a couple of things in the holding zone. For some reason, they don't show the holding zone in the phone app. So I don't even know it's there, all right? So that's why sometimes it could be days before that happens. And you may be looking for your own message and you say, hey, my message is not even there. That's because it automatically got thrown into the holding zone, all right? So that's why sometimes you don't see a response back from me. And even if I see it and then I push it forward, I say, oh yeah, this one's okay, I'll send it through. If it's a message that's been a couple of days, I can't find it anymore because there could be 100 messages that's gone by, and I'm searching to find your message, because once you hit the check mark and approve it, it goes back into that video that you wrote it on, and it could have been 2-3 videos ago, and then there's messages in front of you and everything, and searching for that, it just takes forever. So I may not answer your message if that's happened. Okay, just so you know. Okay. Another way that the holding zone will happen is if you start typing and you put a period and you don't put a space between your sentences. You end a sentence, you put a period, and then you just start typing immediately. Well, that'll put it in the holding zone, even though it's accidental. And the reason is because for some reason the YouTube thing doesn't know enough that it thinks it's a link. It thinks it's an outside link. It's like RUSSISRIGHT.com or something like that. It thinks that period is a dot something, but I think it should be smart enough to should be able to figure out it should be either say .com, .net, .gov, whatever. No, even if you said, Russ, you are right, period, and I think, but you don't put any space between the and, it's not smart enough to know that you started a new sentence. It's not a website, right? So you go right into the holding zone. So I just wanted to explain that. I've done it before, but I know that we've got a lot of new people, and sometimes you put comments and you wonder, how come Russ doesn't answer mine, right? That's one reason. So be careful. Make sure you put a space after the period, okay? Because it'll think it's a website. Okay, what else throws it into the holding zone? Well, okay, not the holding zone. Let me talk about this. I have noticed sometimes people send me messages on Facebook Messenger, okay, or on Instagram or something. Yeah, those will never get answered. I don't look at them. I don't. I know that there's an app for Facebook Messenger, but I don't answer those things. Yeah. So never send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. I don't answer them. I don't see them. I don't answer them. Okay. if you need to get a hold of me, don't send me an email either, unless I request you to send me emails. Sometimes I do. Sometimes they'll say, if you're interested in one of my bikes or something, send me an email. Yeah, go ahead and send me an email for that kind of stuff. Any business inquiry, you can send me an email, okay? But a personal thing that, if you're asking me about something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything else, I usually won't answer those. I get too much mail. I'm not kidding. I get so much email and text messages and comments. Can't answer everybody. It's getting to that point. So I try my best, but sometimes I don't get it, okay? Or if you ask me anything personal, all right, I'm not going to answer that. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like giving personal information out. Unless I want to give it to you. If I make a YouTube video about it, then I'll talk about that. So, but other than that, more often than not, if you ask me, personal things about, my family or myself or whatever, I may not answer it. So I think a lot of YouTubers do that. Yeah, we have to kind of be careful. Yeah, because we get some really crazy people out there. Yeah, we get comments. I don't think I've ever seen as much negativity against me as I have until I started a YouTube channel. It's true. Yeah, I don't usually have a lot of people who hate me, but I do on YouTube. Yeah, I kind of noticed that there are some crazy people out there. They will comment about things that, like, really, does that really bother you or whatever? Yeah, give me an example, okay? And I left this comment up there too, by the way. I didn't ban the guy or anything, but just recently, somebody was looking at the electric bike company video that I had made. Remember that one? Yeah. So he made a comment. I don't know word for word, but here's the gist of it, basically. He says, I was going to buy one of these electric bike company bikes until I saw this video. Then I decided I'm not going to buy the bike. And he said the reason is because this company obviously doesn't know enough to even know how to market their products to give a $5,000 bike to a YouTuber who only has 17,000 subscribers. And even on this video, there was only like 100 comments. So because of that, I'm not going to buy the bike. I'm thinking, well, actually, they gave it to me when I had maybe 12,000 subscribers. Maybe it was less. I don't know. It was less than 17,000. So, yeah. So I responded back to him. I just said, hey, you know what? The thing is that sometimes YouTubers will take a bike in. They will do a review of it. Okay. Whatever they do, however they do it. And then they sell the bike off right away. Yeah. They don't even ride it. Yeah. So they do the review and they get rid of it right away. Well, they have to sometimes. Some of these guys, and I understand that too. Sometimes you have to, otherwise you just get stockpiled with a lot of products in your house. You got to get rid of it. And they'd rather get the money for it, so they don't get paid. Many times they don't. Some YouTubers actually get paid for doing the review too. They give them the product and they pay them. Okay, I haven't gotten that part yet. They just get free products given to me in exchange for doing the video. So. Anyway, some of them will just do the video and then they immediately get rid of the product. You'll never see it on their channel ever again because it's gone, okay? Now, I have gotten rid of a number of bikes recently, but I've ridden those bikes throughout the year. You know that, right? Because I'll tell you, hey, I'm riding this bike today or whatever. There's value in that for the marketing of the company. So here it is. This company's giving me a $5,000 plus bike and customized for me. And I didn't have a huge amount of subscribers. Why did they do it? Because they know they get value out of me riding the bike, right? And I happen to like that bike, so I have it. I still have it. I keep it around. I'll be riding it again next year. So was it worth it for them to do a video and spending that kind of money, to give it to somebody who has only 17,000 subscribers? Less when they actually gave it to me. Yeah, it's worth more than probably the review because it keeps the product in the front of the eyes of the potential consumers, right? And I do it only because I feel like doing it. It's not like I'm required to do it. I want to ride the bike, so I take it and I ride it. So are they smart to give it to me compared to somebody who has, 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers? Yeah, it's smart for them to do that because they get more mileage out of it that way, all right? So I told them that, okay? And then to make it worse, I said, hey, and they did give it to me because I had less than 17,000 subscribers. So anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting that he would make a comment like that. So But yeah, but there's a lot of hate out there. A lot of people who don't like you because maybe you got a product they didn't. Okay, a lot of jealousy I think out there too. Here's a funny thing too. Okay, we're talking about everything. I mean, on Anything Goes Monday, we talk about anything. So yeah, if you've made it this far, here, I'll give you some more tidbits. All right. What was I gonna say? Now see, look, I had to say that, and then I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of jealousy out there. People have actually gone as far as not only calling me names, okay, because I get everything. They call me every name in the book, okay. You know, some people just outright hate you, but I began to realize it's not me, it's them. It's true, you know. I mean, most people who meet me in person, and although I don't know for a fact, but I think most people who meet me in person usually say, yeah, he's a pretty okay guy, you know. He's you know, pleasant. He's not abrasive. At least I don't think so. I have a weird sarcastic sense of humor, but I do it in fun. I don't do it like mean. Some of these guys, you know, they're just plain mean. Yeah. So I've begun to realize that a lot of the negative comments that you get, it's not you, it's them. That's sad, you know, because maybe they have, you know, they have issues going on in their own lives. You know, they're not a happy person. They're jealous that you've gotten something that they haven't got. But you know what? We get it because we put some effort. We have to create a video. We have to create an audience. We have people who watch us because maybe they like watching us, right? So this is how the whole influencer thing came about. You know, people got on YouTube. They bought a product maybe, they started talking about it and say, hey, this is something I think you might like. Next thing you know, companies are starting to go after them and say, hey, could you promote this product? Can you promote that product? Some people promote anything that they can get their hands on, okay? I have done it a little bit differently. I kind of look at it and then say, is this something that I really would want for myself? Is this something I see that's value for my audience? You know, you know, I pick and choose, and this is why I've turned down right now. I think we're at 103, 104 bikes, something like that. I had two more today actually that was suggested that I consider. One was just an affiliate link, meaning they're not even going to give me a bike. They just want me to put a link there so that you can go there and buy it. And if they do that, then they give me a commission. I haven't done that because you guys have told me not to do it. All right. And then another one actually outright asked me, pick one of our bikes. We will send it to you, and then you'll get, you know, to keep the bike. And then, you know, they usually give me an affiliate link, and then they will give you some type of discount if you buy it through the channel, you know, that type of thing. So I think we're about 103 or 104, maybe 105, something like that. I've kind of lost count a little bit in the last couple of days. So people get mad that they didn't get one. Okay, well, you could start a YouTube channel. But here's the thing with YouTube, okay? I've noticed since I started my channel talking about e-bikes, this is probably now 3 years we've been talking about e-bikes. I did 2 years talking about my knee, all right? So the channel is, you know, I think it's coming up on 5 years. Is that true? Something like that? I don't know, something like that, yeah, that I've been doing it. So, yeah, if you want instantaneous stuff happening, it's probably not going to happen for you. If you want to be a YouTuber for e-bikes, is what I'm saying. Now, I have noticed a number of you guys have started your own channels, and a couple of you guys have actually started getting somewhere. So good for you. But, you know, I think if you ask those people too, they'll tell you it took time and it took effort. Yeah, you gotta record stuff every day. You gotta talk about the products, do bike rides. Hold on. So yeah, so I think those who have actually made it already have realized it takes some time. It takes some effort. Now, some of them have actually had to buy their own bikes to get started. You know, buy a couple bikes by themselves, and then the companies may have taken notice and started sending them stuff. So it does take some financial things to do. I mean, no one's going to give you a bike if you have never ridden a bike, right? I mean, I had to buy my first bike. I bought a Rad Rover 5, right? But I bought it not with the intention for the YouTube channel. I bought it to help fix my knee because I was a knee replacement channel for 2 solid years. I just wanted to fix my knee up so I can actually get out and ride a bike. So I bought a bike, and then next thing you know, bikes started coming in. But I think a lot of it happens to be personality too. If you have a decent personality, people are interested in watching you and seeing what you're doing, what you're recommending, you know, and you get a following, then the companies start taking notice. Yeah. I mean, even on YouTube, you know, people can watch a video once, they may never come back again. I mean, I get a lot of that too. You know, like I said, that the what I call the senior video, where I talked about if you're over 60 years old and you want to buy an e-bike. Remember that video? Yeah, that's been seen way over 1 million times. Okay, so when you look at that, you go, wow, so many people have seen you. Not all of them have become subscribers, right? They watch it one time and then they move on. Okay. Others, on the other hand, have become subscribers, you know, because they watch it and say, oh, okay, that thing kind of makes sense. I enjoyed it. I think I'll watch another one. And then pretty soon they say, yeah, I watch him all the time. I'll click that like button. I'll click that subscribe button. And next thing you know, he's a subscriber. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to end with this because it's starting to get long here. I told you guys that before we went and we did the Bike to Drive video this last end of summer, early fall, right? And then the very next week, Mrs. Wright and I took the bikes and we went back out to Chicago. We rode around downtown Chicago area along the lakefront. Remember that video? Yeah, well, just before that happened, I went to Costco to fill up with gas because I need gas to get down to Chicago. And I was talking to one of the Costco gasoline station attendants there, and he told me that he had an e-bike and he had ridden quite a few miles with it. Well, I've run into him again, I think this past week, and so I'm filling up gas, and then he goes, "Hey, Russ," you know, and I turn around and there he was again, and so he told me he watches my videos every morning. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I actually talked about you, if you're watching again, I actually talked about you on that one video. So if you look at the video, I don't remember what I called it, but it was about a week or so after the Bike to Drive happened, but then I didn't release it until a month later or something like that. So I would have released that video in, what would that be? Maybe October, something like that. I think sometime in October. So if you go back, you'll hear that I actually mentioned you then. I'm mentioning you now again. So yeah, he watches me. He says he watches me every day. Yeah, a lot of guys do. Yeah, I've noticed. Many of you have told me that before you start your morning, you turn on Russ is Right and you listen to me blab, and then you go about your business. Okay, so it's kind of interesting, but I appreciate it very much that he continues to watch me, and then the rest of you guys too continue to watch too. It really helps out, and it really makes my day. It gives me something to do. So anyway, if you like this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Remember, on Mondays, it's going to be Anything Goes Monday. So today, of course, we're just talking. And and I know Paul Ketchum was saying that he likes my fireside chats. Well, here you go, Paul. You should be watching Monday too. Yeah, I think he does. So anyway, Monday will be Anything Goes. It'll be product reviews that are not e-bike related. And it'll be just talks like this. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we will have our e-bike videos as well. We used to do Tuesday through Saturday, but that's when we were out riding our bike. Can't do it when it's snowing and stuff, right? Yeah, it hasn't snowed, but it hasn't totally melted yet either. Although the next few days, it'll be in the 40s, so it probably will melt off. So maybe if we get up to 50 again, I might take the bike out one last time if I can. Even if I'm coughing, I may just, even if it's only 5 minutes, I have the itch to ride a bike and I can't do it. I've just been kind of protecting myself, making sure the cough goes away. There we go. I knew it was going to come back sooner or later, and it comes back right at the tail end. Anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Watch next Monday. We'll have a product for you then, hopefully, if it shows up on time. I'll talk to you guys next time.